Hi, everybody. Welcome to our second installment of Center on Halsted, Centering Voices. As you may already know, it is March and it is Women's History Month. And our theme for this month is Shiro Speak, Conversations with Remarkable Women. Just to give you a little bit of, if you're not familiar with the Center on Halsted, I want to just give a little bit of a touch on what we do here. We are considered the most comprehensive queer LGBTQIA plus organization in the Midwest/Chicago area. We have programs for youth, programs for elderly folks. We do counseling, we do testing. We have a Silver Fork program where it helps youth to learn how to cook. We really try to get our hands in a little bit of everything to do our best for the queer community. We are starting this video series to showcase some voices. We are looking to really highlight some amazing women this month, and I am so happy and so proud to be sitting here with Plastic Martyr. Welcome, Plastic.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here, Plastic. I want to just kind of jump right into this. I know we're not here for a long period of time, so I was hoping you could just give us a little bit of an introduction on who you are and some of your successes and things like that, and kind of what led us to connecting.
Yeah, so I am an actress and a recording artist, and I am also a transgender woman and a transgender activist, which is probably my biggest passion in life is to fight for this community. So yeah, activism and actress is kind of my thing.
Again, thank you for being here. I mean, I can say I've followed your career for quite a while now. I think I found you on social media, and it's been really cool to see one, the growth and kind of how you have morphed into really like such an icon in terms of using your voice for good and standing up against haters and really just kind of being a really proud, strong voice for the trans community.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. I wanted to kind of touch, like, again, this is meant to celebrate you. We are really here to showcase your voice. So I was hoping that you could just tell us a little bit, what it's like being one, an actress, a trans woman in acting and navigating the LA scene, kind of just really whatever you want to touch on in that regard.
So it's a constant roller coaster. A being an actress and A being a woman in this industry because again it is a very male-led industry, unfortunately still. So there is a lot of misogyny and transphobia that I'm constantly trying to break through. But as you know, that's never been a roadblock for me. So it's just kind of it's always an interesting thing to figure out ways around the misogyny and around the transphobia so that I could still have my voice heard and have a little bit of, success in my life.
Awesome, awesome. And like, what are some of the ways that you feel like it's best to like get your voice out there? What are some methods that you use to spread your message?
To never censor myself. People constantly try to censor me, put me in a box, or tell me not to say certain things or whatever, and I don't listen to them because I feel like they're trying to suppress my voice. So my thing was always, if I'm told no, fight harder. So if people don't listen to what I have to say and I feel like it's important, I'm gonna say it louder and louder and louder and more and more and more until I beat you in the head with it and you hear it.
And sometimes it takes that, right? Like over and over again. It's a long battle. It's, the battle for queer rights in general has been going on since the beginning of time almost. And specifically with trans rights, I think we're at the forefront of the battle now. So it's really important that we have folks like you, women like you, who are able to speak up and really, not be afraid to say what they think and sometimes put people in their place when they need to be put in their place.
I love
Um,
doing that.
You're very good at it too. So as I said before, we are here for Women's History Month, and Center on Halsted, we want to showcase all kinds of voices for Women's History Month. Plastic, I'm curious, what for you, kind of what does Women's History Month look like for you? Why is it important?
Well, for me, Women's History Month is so important because women are my heroes. Women are my role models. Women are who I looked to growing up and shaped me into the woman I am today. So everyone from past present, and even future generations are inspiring me. So Women's History Month for me is just a way of just kind of honoring the greats and also honoring myself. I know that I've gone through a lot in this world as a woman and as a trans woman, and both good and bad. And I want to celebrate that, as every woman should want to celebrate being a woman, because it is such an incredible, powerful thing.
I mean, when you talk about I think that's really important to just, touch on that part where you mentioned power. For you, what does it look like to be powerful?
To be powerful is, I feel like, to never give up. Because again, in this world, not even just as for trans women, for cisgender women, for every woman, it's that we have to fight the patriarchy and stand up against the patriarchy. And we're constantly held to different standards. We're constantly told no. We're constantly silenced. And to rise up against that and continue to stand our ground and fight for that. And that's standing in your power. And there's nothing more beautiful than standing in your power.
That's amazing. That's such a wonderful way to put it. And then also for you, when we talk about Women's History Month, some people might isolate that to a certain type of person. Here at Center, we do our best to be inclusive. We value intersectionality. I'm curious what your thoughts are, what your opinions are on the importance of inclusivity in regards to Women's History Month.
You have to have it. I mean, if you don't include all women of all walks of life, I posted a video today on my Instagram where I said, at the end of the video, I said, basically there's 8 billion plus people on this planet, and every single person has something beautiful to offer. And if we don't listen to what people who are different from us and have different lived experiences, if we don't listen to them, how do we learn as human beings? How do we evolve? How do we grow? And I feel that way with women. There are so many different kinds of women in this world that can all teach us something that we can all learn from. And if we don't learn from them, we're doing a disservice to ourselves. So, and also, if we're not inclusive with things, especially with like women and Women's History Month, you're letting the patriarchy win in a way, because the patriarchy, again, and misogyny paint women a certain way and want to slap standards on women and tell women that they have to fit into these boxes. And if you're saying that being a woman is only something that fits in these boxes, you're actually aligning your beliefs with the patriarchy. So you're, once again, doing yourself a disservice if you don't include all women of all walks of life, trans, cis, black, white. It doesn't matter who you are. If you are a woman, you should be included in it.
Right, right. It's so important that that we value everybody's voice, and it's essentially like from what I'm thinking from what you're saying is like everyone's in this together. All women are in this movement together against the patriarchy.
Yes. And for me, I know my experience in this world. I want to hear your experience. I want to know what you have to teach me, how I could become a better woman, because I've only known my own experience. But when I look to other women who have walked paths that I will never understand or I will never walk, it teaches me things. It shapes me into being a better person and to being a better woman. So I love learning from people who are different from me.
That's just such a wonderful message, and I think uh, we need to continue, spreading that out, love and acceptance, and making sure that we are valuing each and every person, their experience, and specifically, making sure that we are elevating women and making sure that we are prioritizing diversity for this message and for Women's History Month, especially. Um, and kind of moving on to the next part of this, I know for sure that you are a hero probably for many young girls, many women. I am curious who some of your sheroes are for, people who you look up to, people who you're inspired by.
Oh, the list is so long, but I'd have to say top two, my mom, for sure. My mom is my best friend and just my biggest inspiration in life, and has taught me everything, how to, again, stand in my power and not be a victim, and to really just, never take no for an answer. And that was all my mom. And also my grandma who is no longer with us, but was just so inspiring to me, and such a brilliant beautiful woman who again worked her way up in this male dominant world and became this powerful woman, and just she was brilliant and beautiful and traveled and cultured, and just like I was always in awe of her. So those two women for me are, I have to give credit to a large part of the woman I am today, is watching those two women.
Amazing. It's so important to have, support systems like that. And unfortunately, a lot of people in the queer community don't have those kind of support systems. So it's just wonderful to hear that. Well, thank you again so much for being willing to lend your voice to this, Plastic. Before we sign off here, I want to definitely give you a chance to let people know where they can find you, what upcoming projects you have, kind of what's going on in the future for you.
Yeah, so you all can find me on Instagram, TikTok. I think those are the two I use the most, under Plastic Martyr, just my name. And as far as projects going, I already have one single out with Capitol Records called Love in the Dark, and I'm about to release my second single, hopefully soon. So that's exciting. And then yeah, I've just been really also taking a lot of me time and want to start doing a little more things that inspire me more, because I feel like I end up doing things that like I aren't really that inspiring to me, and I want to focus more on creating original stuff. I can't give up too much away, but I really want to start putting out more original content that I feel empowers and speaks to women and to especially trans people. So that's what I'm looking forward to doing.
Or I can say for one that I love your single. I think it's totally a bop. Love in the Dark is the chorus especially is just like super fun and just like really gets it going. So I'm really looking forward to next steps in your music career too. And also very important to take care of yourself. Make sure you're, inspired by what you do. It kind of coincides with self-care, I think.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And especially in this time, like this, again, this world is turning into a very crazy place. So it's so important to protect your peace. And I've just noted, I've like realized that I have to start doing that more. It's just pulling back a little bit more and protecting my peace more. So that's kind of the state I'm in right now.
Totally. Gotcha. And just to give one more shout out to Center on Halsted, if you're looking to find out more about what Center on Halsted does, we are at www.centeronhalsted.org, or you can find us on Instagram at center_on_Halsted. And again, thank you so much to Plastic for being here and being willing to be a part of our video series. We are so excited to be celebrating Women's History Month with you.
Thank you for having me be part of this. I'm so happy.
And this is Center on Halsted, centering voices.